Hi, I'm 𝗖𝗫 from Custellence, and you're so very welcome to the videocast CX Minutes. It's 6 questions, 6 minutes, and it's all about customer experience. So this is a series of episodes where we bring you actionable insights, practical know-how, and personal stories from top professionals, all in just 6 minutes. And joining me today is Jim Tincher from Heart of the Customer. Welcome, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, thanks. It's starting to hit fall here in Minnesota in the US, and it's a beautiful time.
Oh, lovely. And it's so nice to have you here. I'm really excited to talk to you. So we're going to talk about maturity and best practices within CX. And I should say, my first question, of course, is who are you and what do you do?
So again, Jim Tincher, of course, Heart of the Customer. I'm the CEO and founder, and really we focus on business to business customer experience. It's the overlooked area. If you want to learn about customer experience, you see examples from, Amazon, Warby Parker here in the US, a lot of retail, a lot of B2C. We specialize on the B2B experience and showing how a better customer experience done right can actually lead to a stronger business.
Great. That's why you're here.
All right, excellent.
So my second question is, in your opinion, what is the biggest mistake companies make when it comes to their customer experience?
Well, this is what I see all the time is that you have running the business over here and you have doing a customer experience over there.
Mm,
And it's completely unrelated. And this is true when I talk to customer experience leaders. They're all about create the best possible customer experience, no matter what it takes.
yeah.
When I talk to business leaders, I lead the research committee for the CXPA. And as part of that, I interviewed 31 C-suite leaders. And it was interesting because they were the same way. They're looking at what are they responsible for running the business, and customer experience was something different that wasn't part of the business as well. And that's the
Mm,
challenge is
mm,
immature organizations view running the business and customer experience as two completely separate things, and nothing could be further from the truth.
mm, mm. So that's a huge mistake, basically.
Oh yeah, definitely, because
Mm,
the experience is part of the product. It is part of your
mm,
service, part of everything. And as
yeah.
long as you silo off the experience, you're really missing opportunities to improve your business.
Yeah, yeah. No, that makes total sense. And I can see that as well, actually, how some companies actually are operating like that. So from your research, what do more mature companies do in CX that others don't?
Well, it follows along, they integrate the two. For
Mm,
example, I remember interviewing the head of customer experience as part of her conference. And I asked her, how are you rewarded financially? What are you
mm,
bonused on? She said, loyalty. So great. So when customers stay with you longer, when they buy more, that's where you get rewarded. She said, oh,
mm.
no, no, a high net promoter score. Well, net promoter score is not loyalty.
Sorry
It
for
is a
laughing.
survey metric. Well, yes, I mean, and you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
laugh. It's a survey metric.
Mm,
Loyalty is a
yeah,
behavior.
yeah.
When
That is
I
so true.
when I wrote Do B to Be Better, I interviewed over 200 programs. And what
Mm,
I found was the change makers, those who could show their work was actually creating a better business outcome,
mm,
focused more on behaviors. The 75% of customer experience leaders who are hopefuls,
mm.
they might be doing good work. They hope it matters.
Yeah,
They focused on survey outcomes.
got
It's
it.
all about the behaviors because a great customer experience should result in an outcome where customers buy more from you, stay longer,
Mm,
interact in ways less expensive to serve. But only 1 out of 4 programs can show anything about that.
mm. And that's research.
Oh,
One
yes.
one out of four. That's incredible. I mean,
What's
it's
really
kind of
frustrating
sad.
is that when I wrote Do Be to Be Better, it was generated because 6 years ago, I read some research saying that only 1 out of 4 could show business impact. It
Mm,
came from customer think.
mm,
If we go to last year and we look at the XM Institute,
yeah.
this was another self-assessment, and 6 years later, only 1 out of 4 programs can show any business impact. So in
Ah,
6 years, the number hasn't moved.
ah, that's oh, that's
Yeah,
not good.
it's not what we
That's
need.
not good. That's not what we need. Okay, so question number four. How do you balance customer needs with business priorities? If you have to. Well, you have to always,
You
right?
have to, yeah. And it
Yeah.
starts with what are we measuring? The outcome
Mm,
is not a net promoter score. The outcome is not customer satisfaction. The outcome is customers who buy more from you and stay longer. And that's why my favorite measurement for customer experience is net revenue retention, a combination of retaining customers and changing their spending. It doesn't work for every industry. Like health insurance is binary. You either stay or you don't. But for many industries, that is the ultimate measure of customer experience. And when you start with that kind of an outcome, that's when you get finance on board, sales on board, operations on board, and suddenly they start to understand how a better customer experience makes them more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what's one practice that can really help a company move from beginner to more mature in CX?
Well, here's where I'm going to introduce some irony. We talk to customer experience leaders. What they say is we've got to break down the silos. We have too many silos in the organization.
Yeah.
How do you define a silo? I say if you have your own data and your own measurement of success that doesn't reflect the greater organization, you're a silo.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you have your own data, survey outcomes, and your own measurement of success, better survey outcomes that doesn't influence the company, hey, guess what? You're a silo.
Yeah.
Customer experience has become a silo. To help your program mature, you've got to break down the silo. IBM every year surveys CEOs and asks which member of your C-suite team will make the most important decisions in the next 3 years. Every year, the top two answers are your COO and your CFO. Those are the critical pieces of the business. A few years back, I did a survey of customer experience leaders, and I asked them, how often do you meet with finance and operations? The answer was the same. Top two answers were once a year and never. You cannot create a mature customer experience program if you're not talking with the business regularly. You need to know your CFO's daughter's names. You need to know your COO's hobbies. You've got to be integrated with the rest of the business, and too many programs aren't.
Well, that's a tough one, but yeah. Finally, what is one piece of advice that you'd share on this topic if you only got to, pick one? I can see many here, but let's just try and pick one.
Spend some time with the COO. Get in with operations. There's a lot of conversations about where should CX be located. It's not always right in operations, but marketing is way down the list of who influences your C-suite. And so you need to get in with the departments that do, which are operations, finance. So get in front of your finance team, your operations team. That's the best advice I can give you.
That's a good one. Very, very well, good. All right. That was the 6 questions.
All right.
Thank you so much, Jim. I mean, this is so interesting. And I mean, I had to kind of bite my tongue because I wanted to get into the discussion, of course. But as this is a short, the short concept here, we're going to end. But thanks again. I'm so valuable, and I'm sure this will resonate with a lot of people.
Well, thanks for inviting me. And I got to tell you, normally it takes me 6 minutes just to say hi. So I appreciate your coaching on making this quick. Hopefully had some benefit. Yes,
absolutely. This was super great. Absolutely. All right, then. And with that is actually all for today. Thanks you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.